EA, when the hell are we going to get Titanfall 3? Well, maybe not Titanfall 3, but maybe something similar. Today I have a very interesting rumor that is coming from Jeff Grubb about an actual new Titanfall game, at least in the Titanfall universe. That's what it's claimed in the rumor, which means jack shit because Apex Legends is in the Titanfall universe as well. It can't just be a Apex Legends game. I would be so f***ing sad if that's the case. The only thing we want is Titanfall 3. Everyone wants it, and Respawn is just so up on their own ass for not making another Titanfall game. The thing is, I never talk about multiplayer games on this channel because I am a single player only gamer most of the time and I like to talk about single player games. But today I will make an exception for Titanfall because that is basically my most favorite multiplayer game out there. Well, at least Titanfall 2 also had a very good single player component. By the way, if you have a good comment of your own, it can be about anything, it can be about Titanfall. Do you guys want a new Titanfall game or like a Titanfall 3? Let me know in the comment section down below and I might feature your comment in the next video. So this is an article from Insider Gaming that I'm going to use for today's video. Respawn's new game is set in the Titanfall universe, it's claimed. By the way, I will also link the sources for this article and as well as Jeff Grubb's podcast, because that's where the information is originally coming from. I will all link that in the description down below. In a recent episode of Game Mass Mornings, Jeff Grubb opened up about what's happening at Respawn Entertainment, touching on the original IP being developed at the firm by Steve Fukuda, who directed Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2, what seems like a lifetime ago. Months ago, Vince Sapella, the head of honcho at Respawn, said that Fukuda was fleshing out the earliest stages of piecing together something new, but it would never be Titanfall 3. Steve Fukuda's original title is still in development, though Grubb remarked that the game, which is untitled, is in prototyping phase, but the team is about to get much wider. Here's what he said, directly taken from the podcast. The game as it stands today, as far as I understand it, is a Titanfall game. It's set in the Titanfall universe. To be fair, that can mean anything. That can also mean Apex Legends, like I said earlier in the video. There was supposed to be a single player Titanfall game called Titanfall Legends that would feature Apex Legends characters as well. That got cancelled. Now what can this Titanfall game be? Like, I don't see this magically be a Titanfall RTS or something like that. That would be kind of weird. Don't do that, Respawn. Just make Titanfall 3, okay? Why is it so hard for Respawn to just make a third game? Everyone is asking for it, like a mainline Titanfall game with a multiplayer mode and a single player one. And to be fair, if this would be, let's say, a single player Titanfall game alone, I would also be very happy with that as well, because the single player campaign that was tied with Titanfall 2 is actually very good. If you guys haven't played that yet, I highly recommend you do. So if they would just also make maybe a single player game that is basically Titanfall without multiplayer, I would also really like that. But if it is a single player game, what is it going to be about? Is it going to be about the Apex Legends characters, which they already tried and basically failed at to do so? Of course, these Apex Legends characters are also very famous. I am putting a lot of question marks here. So if it is a single player only game, how can they make that interesting, to be fair? So I'm only seeing a multiplayer game here, to be fair. EA should just put more resources in Respawn, comparing nowadays, especially towards DICE. They have so much experience with Apex Legends, I don't see why they can just do 2 teams. But it's EA we are talking about. They probably don't want to spend any more money to make Respawn a bigger studio. But to be fair, Respawn is one of the best studios right now that EA has. And I'm starting to just wonder why the hell EA isn't just growing Respawn into something bigger, because that is right now the best studio. DICE, like, who is playing Battlefield at the moment right now? Not a lot of people, I can tell you. Battlefront is still going strong though, but even that one, Battlefront 2, is probably not going to get to continue much longer because of the licensing stuff right now that's going on with EA and Star Wars. Respawn is really that golden goose for EA right now. BioWare has been failing for years. DICE has been failing for years as well. So now there is also a actual other Battlefield game in development, and I swear to God, if they make this a Titanfall 3 and they are going to release it again next to a new Battlefield, I will be so mad. I swear to God. Give this game breathing room, okay? Let it release months after Battlefield or before Battlefield. Don't let it be close to each other, because it shares overlaps, shall I say, fans, because they are both first-person shooters, shall I say. Now, we can see that this game now is in prototyping phase, which means it's very far off right now. Don't expect this game anywhere close. It's probably still going to take years before we see this game getting a reveal. But again, we don't really know what this game is. It can be anything. It can be a maybe Titanfall 3, although that's set not to be it. Or maybe a single player Titanfall game of some sorts. Maybe it's a whole nother genre even. I don't hope so. I do want this to be a first person shooter, because that is just what Respawn is really good at. Yeah, we shall see what this Titanfall, mystery Titanfall game will be. For now, that's all we know. If I get any more updates towards it, especially if it's a single player game, because this is kind of a single player game channel, I will update you guys if you want me to. Titanfall is the only exception for a multiplayer game I will make to feature it on this channel. The only exception. Don't expect any more multiplayer games here. Let's quickly do a comment of the day. This is from my last video, which was about Starfield. Starfield is actually a great game. At this point, they need more content for it, more points of interest, more faction quests, new faction quests. I am glad you are keeping it positive. Please don't fall into the hating on the game for likes and views. Cheers. No problem, Matthew. To be fair, I have my own opinions on Starfield. I really liked it. Like, I know a lot of people did not like it. That's fine. I made a review for it as well on Ace Ice, where I explained what is very good about Starfield and what isn't. And yeah, there is just a very weird hate for this game if you look it up on YouTube. Of course, I'm not saying that the game is flawless by any means. It does have some flaws. I talked about that in the review as well, especially on an exploration front, where exploration is very fragmented because of the procedural generation system that they use for having many points of interest on many locations. But there is also a lot of stuff that Starfield does well, especially in the role-playing front, which just gets pretty much ignored. And that is pretty sad. And it's just very easy these days to make a hate video on something. And the thing is, I have my own opinions on games that I hate as well. I am very notorious myself for disliking Shadow of the Colossus, which I actually want to make a video on in the future at some point. And I am also not a big fan of Souls-likes, as an example. There are a lot of people that have opinions these days, and it's easy to go basically on this hate wagon. But you also have to think, though, about the YouTube perspective in this. I have to make you guys click on a video, and the problem is negativity sells better. That's just a fact. That is something that you learn when you do content creation. Negativity will get views. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. If you have a good comment of your own though, let me know in the comment section down below, and I might feature your comment in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, Like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more gaming news, leaks, rumors, to watch the biggest single player games from PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. I cover every platform. Of course, expect also more video game reviews to come now from me. I am busy doing a Persona 3 Reload review and probably a Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth review as well. I will be doing both of those. I hope so. Thank you guys for watching, as always. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt gaming news video. Bye bye.